students forget number 3. Now, why am I doing stuff students forget number 3? Because you do. Let's dive in straight away. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at block phrases. Now, you might be saying, why look at block phrases? I'm going to give you 3 substantially good reasons. The first one is that block phrases are super important when you're reading and you're writing. It means when you're writing, you can produce 2, 3 or 4 words and you know that they are grammatically correct, and that gives you real confidence when you're sitting there in the writing exam. And in the same way, in the speaking part of the exam, if you've got a block phrase under your belt, you can reproduce it and be relatively certain that what you're saying is grammatically accurate. So for the speaking and the writing part of the exam, block phrases, super important. Now, building on from speaking and writing, it does build confidence. So especially in the speaking part of the exam, confidence is super, super important. And I'm sure you agree on that. So knowing these block phrases and knowing them well and having them securely in your head is a great idea. So building confidence. And then the third thing, what it does, I think it avoids what I call grammar hesitation. Oh, is it this? Is it that? You start crunching the gears, you're not certain. If you lock these phrases away, which I'm now going to start talking about now, you are in a much better position. If you're not certain how to use this video, stop it, roll it back, stop it, roll it back. If you've missed something, if you need to interact with something, that is the key of these videos. With all of that said, let's dive in. The first series of block phrases we're going to be looking at are, whoops, and I nearly pulled everything over there, is el en el pasado. In other words, block phrases that introduce phrases in the past tense. And let's have a look at them. La semana pasada. La semana pasada. Last week. Why don't you repeat it after me? La semana pasada. La semana pasada. Now go on, if you repeat it and interacting, it makes this video twice as valuable. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the rest of them. I'm going to tell you what they mean. I'm going to say them and I want you to repeat them. Okay, let's get into a little bit of rhythm with this. Let's go. El fin de semana pasado. El fin de semana pasado. Last weekend. Off you go. El fin de semana pasado. Estupendo, vamos. El mes pasado. El mes pasado. Last month. Off you go. El mes pasado. Why don't you do it twice? Go on. Off you go. Hombre. Mujer. Muy bien. Continuemos. El año pasado. El año pasado. Last year. El año pasado. Dilo 2 veces. 1, 2 veces. Vamos. El año pasado. Muy bien. Ayer. Ayer. Meaning yesterday. Yesterday. Ayer. Ayer. Y hace 2 días. Hace 2 días. 2 days ago. Hace 2 días. After you, hace 2 días. So there we go. That's all the stuff in the past tense. And what I've done is I've underlined 1 or 2 bits here. La semana pasada. Last week. Lock it away. Adjectival agreements. But repeating it, and repeating it frequently, la semana pasada, will mean that it drives it in, and perhaps if you're not very good at adjectival agreements, this is going to help you. The same with el fin de semana pasado. Look at that pasado there. El mes pasado, masculine. El año pasado, masculine. Ayer, yesterday. Hace 2 días, 2 days ago. That said, let's cut it there. We're now going to go into the next stage of block phrases, and you can't wait. Smash the subscribe button and you'll receive notifications of every upload. Okay, so let's move on, and now we're going to go into the block phrases with the future. So same routine as before. Interaction is really important. Let's get going. Vámonos. La semana próxima o la semana que viene. Next week. La semana próxima. So say it after me. La semana próxima. Muy bien. Next week. Also, la semana que viene, meaning next week. Repite tú. La semana que viene. Estupendo. Continuemos. El fin de semana próximo. El fin de semana próximo. Next weekend. Te toca a ti el fin de semana próximo. Muy bien. Continuemos. El mes próximo. El mes próximo. Next month. Te toca a ti el mes próximo. Estupendo. Continuemos. El año próximo. El año próximo. Next year. Te toca a ti el año próximo. Y finalmente, mañana. Mañana. Mañana means tomorrow. Now I know that sometimes people can get confused with ayer, yesterday, mañana, tomorrow, and hoy. Now, I've always had the impression that the people who really don't get a grip of it say, oh, well, I know it's one of these. It's in your best interest to secure them, to make it really clear then. Ayer, yesterday. Hoy, H-O-Y, today. Mañana, tomorrow. Mañana. Okay, so that's the future out of the way. Only one section remaining. Okay, now just to wrap up, and for the sake of what we call completeness, I'm now doing in the present. So we've done the past, the future, now we're doing the present. Now in terms of block phrases, there are less block phrases, but I think this is in terms of completeness. So let's get through this nice and quickly. Hoy. Hoy means today. Repeat it after me, hoy. Hoy. Now, the person right at the back, I heard you pronounce the H. You don't pronounce the H, it's hoy. Hoy. So say it after me, hoy. Now you can drop your H's in Spanish, no problems at all there. Last time, hoy. Say it for me 2 more times. Hoy, hoy. Then we've got generalmente. Generalmente, meaning generally. And this mente corresponds to the English ly. They are adverbs. And last but not least, normalmente. Normally. And the point about all of these three little phrases and words, they actually trigger the present tense in Spanish, and when it comes down to it, they trigger the present tense in English. Hope you found that useful. Hasta pronto, amigos míos.